Hello, in the video coming up, we'll be looking at how you can record your Chromebook screen, and you can do that without any extra software. It's all built into the Chrome OS system. It saves it as a WebM file format, which you may want, but if you want to use MP4, for example, MP4, because then if you use MP4, you can use it in professional software, which you may want to do. It doesn't do that at the moment, so I'll also show you how you can convert them files into MP4, and that's in the video coming up. So it's been quite a few months now that you was allowed to record your screen on your Chromebook or your Chromebox, which is really good, because before then, if you wanted to record your screen, you'd have to use something like Screencastify, for example, which is perfectly fine, but you do have to pay to use that. So being able to use a built-in function takes away that cost, which is great. So I'll show you how it works, and then as I says, I'll also show you, if you want to, how you can convert them into MP4. So first of all, what you would need to do, if you go to capture a picture, you can press the same button on your Chromebook to do that. Or the other option you have, you can go down here to your settings here, and you'll see screen capture here. So just click on there, and then this brings up your screen capture. As you can see, it's on video. By default, if you've not used video, it might be on camera mode, and that allows you to take a picture of your desktop. But what we're looking at today is how to record. So to record, you click on that, and then that sets it to record. Now you've got three options on recording. You can record full screen, which is what we will be doing today. You can record part of the screen. To do that, you would drag an area of the part of the screen you wanted to record. There may be reasons why you want to do that, so that's good to have. And you also have here the option to record window. Now how record window works is, if you've got, say, two Chrome browsers open, and the one you want to record on and the other one you don't want to record on, you would have the one you want to record on showing up here, and when you click on there, it would ask you to click on that window. You just simply click on that window. Then anything else you do whilst recording, so if you go to another window, if you open up a new Chrome browser to search for something, if you go down to the Chrome OS launch menu, none of that will be recorded. We'll just record what's on that specific Chrome browser tab. But as I says, today we will be just using the full window here. This is the full screen, not the window, the full screen there. And if you wanted to record your microphone, which would make sense, you would want to, you simply click on the settings there, and you've got record microphone, swap that over, and then it will start recording from your microphone. Obviously you'll need to have either, if you've got a Chromebook, you'll have a microphone built in, but if you want to use an actual external mic, you'd need to plug that into your microphone socket. Okay, so that's how you do that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to record a quick video. So if we click, it says here, click anywhere to record full screen. So because we're doing full screen, click, and it gives you a countdown. Now we're on, and it's recording. Now down the bottom here, you can see there's a recording and a stop button. If you click that, it will stop recording, but it shows you that you are recording. And because we're recording everything, it will record everything we do. So it will record whatever you do on your Chrome browser, and it will also record on what you're saying on your microphone, and it will record everything in here. So we'll just go in here, for example, let's go into Sketchbook. And you can see I've already been messing about just to see how it works on here. So we'll just do a quick record just so we can see that it works. There we go. Okay, so now if we close that down and then press the stop button, that would have now recorded that video. So to find that video, if we go to Files, go to Downloads, and there it is there. So it would be in your downloads folder, screen recording. And as you can see, it's WebM. WebM is perfectly fine for if you're just wanting the video for casual use, it's absolutely fine. But WebM doesn't record in fixed rate, which you may need. And also WebM, although it's great, it won't be possible, unlikely be possible to use in a lot of video editing software. So if you do want to then use this recording to put into video editing software, first of all, you'd want to try and make it fixed rate, and also you'd want to change it to MP4. So we'll have a look at that now. First of all, I'll just quickly show you the recording. So if we open that up, press play, 50 seconds long there. And I don't know if you can hear that, it's playing back what I'm saying as well. So I think we can safely see there that it's recorded the video all okay. So I'm going to stop that video now. So just press close there. So that's it, you've recorded a video, but as I says, it's in WebM. So if we right click on there, get info, let's see what information it gives us. It shows us that it's full HD, shows us the duration, shows it's WebM, doesn't say anything about whether it's variable or fixed rate, but you don't get that on Chrome OS, but it will be the case that it's variable and it is a WebM format. So I was looking at the basis of you would want to do recording, but then you'd want to put it into professional software. And I thought surely there'll be an option, because there's loads of options you can use online, but I was thinking surely there'd be an option because now we can use Linux, and the option I found is in Linux. So to use this next step, you would need to have Linux installed on your Chromebook or Chromebox, and you'd also, not necessarily also, but how I'm going to do it, ideally you'd want to have a Linux App Store installed as well. So the next part is assuming that's what you've done. If you've not done either of them two parts, I will put links in the video to show you how you can do them. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the Chrome OS Start menu here, and then go to Linux Apps, and I'm going to open up one of my Linux App Stores. Just open this one. Here we go. So click on, that's fine, just ignore that, it's just for to do with updates. Okay, applications, go here and click on, well not click on, type in Handbrake, all one word, and hit return. And then you'll see Handbrake, and Handbrake is a video transcoder. Install that. Handbrake is great, by the way. This is the one I would recommend to use. You'll find lots of options online, but this is really good, and you're doing it inside your Chromebook using Linux, which is also great. So that's installed. As you can see, that's installed pretty quickly. So if we close down the App Store, go to your launcher menu and click on Linux Apps, and we should see Handbrake appear shortly. There we go, there it is there. It depends on your Chromebook how long it will take, but it will be in your Linux apps there. Click on Handbrake, wait for that to open, and here we are. Now Handbrake, I've not looked at all the options. There's many options you can choose from. I'm just going to show you some of the basics. If you do want to do this, then I'd have a look at it so you can look into it a bit further. So first of all, what we need to do, we need to find the video that we want to change from WebM. So open source, and then we know it's in our downloads folder. So click on downloads, and there it is there, 1054, yeah, that's the one. Open that, and up here, click on open. Okay, so that's opened up the video, and here it gives us a summary of what it is. So this is where we want to change it to, so MPEG-4. Now we will, here is the presets. This is a preset of what you can save it to. So here you can see fast 1080p, 30 is 30 frames per second. So you could leave it as that, or you can go on here and it will give you a lot of different options. This is what you will be changing the video to. Here you can see Super HQ surround, so that means more to do with audio part of the video as well. So there's lots of different options you have, but what I'm going to do is go to video here, and I'm going to leave it on the encoder. You can change that if you want to. I use H.264 for all of my videos. There is H.265 now, which you can use. It's newer. Problem is, not all video editors like it at the moment, and they have to pay to use it, so they have to then put that expense into it. So I personally leave it on H.264, and then here I want a constant frame rate of 30. If I wanted more, I could choose 60 perhaps, or 90. One thing you've got to bear in mind, obviously, all this is doing is converting that video. So if that video was recorded variable and it managed to do maybe 28 per second, it isn't going to be able to change that original source. That's impossible. Your original source is what will be the best it can be. All you can do then is change it to an extent. So this will change it to 30 frames per second, so it will work with a video editor. But you've got to remember your original source, it's indicating to that as well. So we change that to 30 frames per second on H.264, which is fine. Now I'm going to leave this here. You can change all this. These are qualities, so you'd lower it down, I believe, if you wanted it to be better quality. A value of 0 means lossless, yeah, so if you put it down there, oh no, you would put it down there, sorry. Value of 0 would be lossless, but that would be a huge file. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. And then obviously that will be the worst option there, 51. So I'm going to leave it on what it was on, which is 22. Leave it on 22. Constant quality here, I'm going to leave it on there, or it can be on bit rate, but I'm going to put it on constant quality. Leave it on 22. And then from here, you can see down here, save as, and you can see this .m4v. M4v is slightly different to MP4. The difference is that it's created by Apple, and it allows you to copyright protection on there. However, at the same time, it still is an MP4 file, which our video editors I've imported them into, they've treated them as MP4, and it's all been fine. So here you can change the file name if you want to. So on here, I could just put, for example, H.264, just to show the encoder, and 30 for frames per second. So that's that. Here you can choose where to save it. So ccomputing.com, that is my Linux area. So you can leave it on there, or if you clicked on the arrow, you can click on downloads if you want to, and whatever other options you have. So I'm going to leave it on where it is, which is the Linux area. And then audio, if you go to audio, you also have options of changing the audio options as well if you want to. Here, it's all here. If you've messed about with this, you should know how it all works, or if you don't, just have a play with it. So that's there. I'm going to leave that as it is, all fine. So one thing I will show you, which is strange, and when this originally happened, I was like, no, surely this file can't be taking up that amount of space. I'll show you what happened. So I'm all ready now to go ahead and convert this into MP4. So I'm going to press start. And as you can see at the bottom there, it's encoding pretty quick, but it is quite a short video. Now this is what I got come up. Encoding has been paused. The destination file system is almost full. There's only 2,730 megabytes free. I was like, well, that's quite a lot. How big is this file? So I went in to mess about with Linux, increase the storage. However, I don't know why it was saying this. I think it's assuming the file is going to be really large. For me, at the time I pressed resume, I fixed the problem after increasing my Linux storage, but it kept on coming up still. So I just put resume, don't tell me again. Let it carry on. Because as I said, that was saying there's only about 2,000 megabytes available. So I've said ignore me, don't tell me again, let it carry on. And then I'm going to show you, the file size is actually really small, so I don't know why it was giving you that warning. So you can just ignore that warning. Okay, so nearly there. So that's it, that's done. So as you can see there, encode done. So if we now open up the file explorer, and it's not going to be in downloads because we saved it to Linux. So you need to go to Linux. So if you go to Linux files, you can see it's there. And it's this one here, that one I was just doing yesterday to see how it works. It's this one here. As you can see, I'll move that actually into downloads just so we can compare it with the WebM. As you can see, it's actually smaller than the WebM. That may be because of the recording quality that I put it on, so you can change that if you want to. The difference is now you've got an MPEG file, which you can now use with video editors, and also it will record the sound as well, and they're both there now. So I'll show you the difference. This is the WebM one that we did originally. Now we're on and it's recording. And down the bottom here, you can see there's a recording and a stop button. If you click that, it will stop recording, but it shows you that you are recording. And because we're recording everything, it will record everything we do. So it will record whatever you do on your phone. So that's the WebM. Now I'm going to show you the MPEG one. The quality isn't much different, if I'm being honest with you, and it's much smaller. So open that up and press play. Now we're on and it's recording. And down the bottom here, you can see there's a recording and a stop button. I'll let this one go all the way through. This is the MPEG version. And because we're recording everything, it will record everything we do. So it will record whatever you do on your Chrome browser. So the sound is there as well. Whether you can hear the sound, we'll have to look into that. And it will record everything in here. So we're just going here, for example, let's go into Sketchbook. And you can see I've already been messing about just to see how it works on here. So we'll just do a quick record just so you can see that it works. Okay, so that's done. So we close that. So now if we close that down and then press the stop button. Okay, so that's it. So we've got a WebM version there and we've got an MP4 version there. The difference is you need to obviously remember if the video is much longer than 50 seconds, which it most likely would be, it would take longer and you would need to make sure you've got some space for it as well. And I think maybe that's why that warning was coming up, because it's assuming the video is going to be very big. The good thing is you can choose where to save it. So you can choose to save it externally. So you can put a flash drive in and save it externally. You can choose to save it to your downloads folder, or you can choose to save it in your Linux area. And then once that's done, you will then be able to, you've got an MP4 recorded video of your Chromebook screen, or if you want to, you can just use the WebM version. I hope this video helped. If it did, please like and subscribe to the channel for future videos, and thanks for watching.